Welcome back to Jamie's Adventures in DiRT 4. My name is Ricky, and today we're going to be continuing the Global Rally Series. We'll be finishing up Michigan. As you can see with Michigan, we have two more stages. One is 6.17 miles, and one is 8.75 miles. And so today is going to be a very grueling episode with only two stages in it.
Alright, just a little bit more caution. It's going to be a little harder to see.
That is not the way. Oh. I still forgot to turn the handbrake thing on. I mean, it's not affecting my start that much, but anyway, so I thought I'd start off today by talking about myself. I have a cough. I have a pretty bad cough that I am, as soon as I finish recording this, probably going to go buy some medication for, because I don't have any cough medicine, because it kicked up yesterday, or the day before. No, it was yesterday. And I just didn't, I was too lazy to go do anything about it yesterday. So just bear with me a little bit on the cough. So just FYI, if either you hear a cough and or I just mysteriously disappear for 20 seconds or something, it's because I've coughed and cut it out. We'll see. So these are the stages that worry Maggie the most. The longer stages. Because she's a little bit afraid of the stage notes and missing a stage note for whatever reason. Like, she's never done it before, but she's always a little bit nervous about it. Because of this, she had just a tiny bit of a freak out. Would you... Okay, there we go. She had a tiny bit of a freak out heading into this that her husband managed to calm her out of. I know I've talked about her husband before. I know I haven't mentioned her husband's name, and I don't remember what I said I was going to call him. So I'll just, for right now, refer to him as Maggie's husband. But her husband managed to calm her down. Her husband early on traveled with us, but then he went back home. Because, I don't know, something with work. I know he works from home, you know, like the quote-unquote home, like he can work from wherever he wants, a coffee shop. I don't actually know what he does, to be honest with you. I know it's something to do with the internet, which is why he can work from home. But that's all I know about him. Is that he, something to do with the internet. Again, he doesn't like to talk to me. I mean, he likes to talk to me, just doesn't like to talk to me about himself. But he's here because we're in Michigan, in the same way that Jamie's dad is here, because we're in Michigan. Yeah! I actually stayed near the inside of that turn. That was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't fast, but... It was certainly faster than my usual turns like that. So Maggie had a bit of a freak out about these things. Her husband calmed her down. You know, it wasn't much of anything, and I don't know if Jamie knows about it. So, yeah. You know, yeah, well, it wasn't the best turn. So, but that's really not the biggest news of the... Because something I forgot to mention last week that I probably should have was that this rally championship, specifically this stage... No, good, okay. This stage, coincides with Jamie's 1-year anniversary in the DiRT 4 world. This event, this championship, happens to coincide with the very first race she was ever in. Which is which was also in Michigan.
Left 6 through dip.
It was much easier than this, and it was the championship was one event completed with one stage, if I remember correctly. And I think we came in 4th. I think she came in 4th.
Pass junction. Left 4 long. 100.
So, nope. Oh, and okay, we're good. Whew. And so they threw her a little bit of a. They threw her and Maggie because Maggie's been with her since the start. You know, no one else has been with her from the start. Although, you know, a lot of the, well, not a lot of the,
Left 6 200.
Finn and Hope have been around for a while. They were not with her from the start because she was racing for teams very early on, building up the amount of money she was getting so she could afford to buy a car and make her own team, you know?
Don't cut. 150. Left 4 long. Keep in. Don't cut. 100.
So,
Right 5. Keep left.
they threw her a nice little party, the two of them a nice little party.
4 through dip. 60.
And yeah, it was just a nice, fun little celebration, 1-year celebration. I'm not sure Jamie really wanted to have a celebration because it was like, well, we got something important coming up. You know, we can celebrate when we're done. But when we're done is going to be like 3 months from now. So they knew they had to celebrate now.
Hey, that went really well. Great stage.
Good.
work.
5 minutes and 42 seconds of a 6. That's actually pretty good. First place. Still in first place. That's good news. Let me look at stage results. Okay. So stage results, we did, you know, I mean, that's what, just a little bit over 20 seconds faster than Martin there, you know. So about 30 seconds faster than Rousseau, which is why now we're even further ahead than we were, which is really good news for Jamie.
Hey, it's looked better, but it's running fine. Good luck out there.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it has looked better, but it's also looked a lot worse. So,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Crest.
so
80.
it's really good that Jamie has this really long lead because it lets her be more free, kinda in the way that Rafael Nadal plays really well. Like, Rafa plays his best tennis when he's ahead. Like that first break. Watch him play tennis. Like, if you're a big tennis fan, watch him sometimes. Sometimes, I mean, he'll play quite freely from the very very first moment. But like at the French Open a bunch of years ago, he played John Isner in the first round, and he really struggled against John's. He really struggled returning John's serve in the first three sets. In fact, John won the second and third set. John won the second and third set in the. Oh my good lord! Well, so much for a clean stage. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I have no idea what a clean stage is. Okay, that was a textbook example of a bad turn. But then in that final 2 sets, at the first round of the French Open, Rafael Nadal played some amazing tennis because he was able to break through John's serve, and once he was able to do that, you know, he was unstoppable. And he's that way in a lot, although not always, because at the Australian Open in 2017, in that final set, he had a break and still lost because he wasn't comfortable, but he was playing Roger Federer, who has never really, aside from on clay, has never really allowed Rafa to play fully 100% comfortably. Anyway, Jamie's a lot like that. Like that first rally, the first stage is always kind of the toughest stage for her, emotionally and stress-wise, because if she doesn't like come in first, if she comes in first, what was that about the brakes? If she doesn't come in first, she worry, you know, the stress level just keeps coming up and coming up and coming up. But if she wins and she gets in first place, it seems like she's unstoppable. Not always, admittedly. Not always. It's not like this magic thing where she's suddenly free and clear and wins everything if she wins that first stage. But and I don't know how many people actually feel like uncomfortable with a lead. But I think there are some people who, even with a lead, drive drive a little more cautiously even with it. But not Jamie. She definitely feels more free to make a mistake, you know, and that's not an entirely uncommon feeling. But it is a bit of a it is a little bit weird, at least for the people that I have talked to race-wise. That's like when they if they're not, it doesn't matter if they're winning or they're losing, they race exactly the same. Careful, please don't hit trees. That would actually probably end the rally real short. So, but this is something that I was actually talking with Maggie about, actually, before the last stage, not this stage, but the last stage, because she had such a she had such a you know, almost insurmountable lead that it would take a lot for her to not win, and all that usually winds up having her do is, you know, win by even more. So but admittedly, the longer ones are the hardest ones for her because just endurance. Like, you think about it, we have almost, I don't know if we've done on the channel or off for that matter, an 8 3/4 mile stage. You know, I don't think we have. Although these two have felt a lot easier than the previous stages, which were shorter. They seem to be a lot, I don't know, they don't seem to be quite as tricky. Maybe that's on the side of the developers, you know, making it a little, because of the endurance factor, making it not quite as hard, which, you know, I think Jamie's grateful for a little bit. Because even though it doesn't look like she was struggling, because she's trouncing everybody, you know, she did struggle a little bit with those first couple of stages. Although, weirdly enough, he says, definitely jinxing himself, we've only had one vehicle recovery. There's absolutely, I mean, because there's so many stages, the sponsor payout that has to do with vehicle recoveries is like no fewer than like 5 or 6 vehicle recoveries and like 15 minutes of penalty time or something, 15 seconds of penalty time. 15 minutes would be great. 15 seconds of penalty time. Like ridiculously high stuff compared to the normal stuff, because normally we're not doing 6 stages. Normally we're doing 4 stages. So, in an event with the sponsor payouts. But it's still 2 clean stages, and again, I don't know what a clean stage is. I'm pretty sure it's one where I don't hit the sides, damage the car in any way, shape, or form. But that's just not going to happen in an 8 3/4 mile stage. It's just not going to happen. Don't tell me jump maybe if it's not. I mean, like, be definitive about it. Jump, no jumps. So, we got to be getting close to the end, right? That was a bad turn, because I was more worried about whether the end... Ooh, straight away, straight away, straight away, straight away. Just gonna go as fast as we can go. Ooh, I hit 100. That's pretty good. I hit 100 miles an hour. Of course, sometimes it feels like the trickiest sections of this are like the basic bob and weave ones that are like 6 left, 6 right, 6 left. You know, not even the hard turn ones. You know, like if they're trying to be tricky and be like, here's 3 left, 3 right, and it's like, yeah, I've already slowed down for the first 3, so the second one's a piece of cake. You know? So,
Right 4,
oop,
tight,
that was a
over
weird
crest,
stutter.
into left 5, 60, and right 6, into left 3.
Right, yeah. So,
Left 5,
yeah, I
60.
mean, obviously this being the last event, the last stage in this event, Jamie's been very free to just chill. You know, it was a nice, easy 8.3/4 mile rally. Stop. Thank you.
Awesome result. That was unbeatable.
Took me 8 minutes to do it, too. 8 minutes and 5 seconds. That's actually pretty good. Probably that, you know, straight away I hit 100 miles an hour, put us over the top. Stage results. Oh, wow. Much closer, though. Only just a 4-second-ish difference there. Event standings. Though, I mean, you know, I'm glad that Rousseau came in second, but let's be honest. We're more happy that Jamie won. First place for the event. Okay, now I'm super confused because that was a clean stage. That second one was a clean stage. And I don't understand what clean stages are is what I'm saying. Because I got all of the sponsor payouts, which is good, but still. So that was the end of Michigan in the Global Rally Series. Next time we'll be going down under to compete in Australia. But this has been Jamie's Adventures in Dirt 4. Thank you for watching. Come back soon for more Dirt 4.